In many parts of Europe and the United States, old buildings serve new purposes instead of being torn down. The trend is spreading here in Korea as well. A growing number of unused buildings are given a new lease in life. Hye-sung zooms in on the transformations.
Up for a cup of coffee? Well, this is not an ordinary cafe. Before its makeover, it was a 60-year-old sauna, a Korean public bathhouse where people around the neighborhood came to take a hot bath or shower.
I remember eating boiled eggs with my mom at saunas when I was young. Coming here reminds me of those times, and though I'm just having coffee, it just makes me feel like I'm really relaxing.
Modern saunas first opened in Korea in the 1920s and saw their heyday in the 1980s and 1990s with close to 20,000 across the country. But from the mid-2000s, they lost their popularity to the rise of spas, dry saunas like jimjilbangs, and simply because of changes in lifestyle.
Space is like a human being, but this sauna, the most famous one in town, was dying, empty, waiting to be torn down. I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to leave it the way it is, the tiles and the roof. Yet give it a new function, make it into a new space for artists where they can interact with ordinary people, and where the old and the young can travel through time and feel a sense of nostalgia.
Some saunas are going even further, like this one in Chuncheon, east of Seoul, which has been turned into a Korean barbecue restaurant.
Hot tub, cold tub, stairs, showers, and even the mirrors. Pretty much everything is preserved. But now it's full of the delicious smell of pork and beef and full of laughter.
I saw this place on social media. I was worried that it might be humid and hot, but it's really clean. The atmosphere is unique, and the barbecue tastes amazing.
What makes this restaurant special is a sense of community that makes you feel at home. In a supermarket-like area, customers can choose the kind of meat, sauce, and vegetables they want at near wholesale prices before cooking it themselves.
When opening this store last month, 3 friends and I wanted to give customers a memorable experience. Some think we left in all of the sauna's structure to save money, but that's not true. We spend 4 hours a day just keeping the space clean.
It's not just saunas that are getting a twist. This cafe in Incheon, west of Seoul, used to be a 30-year-old ironworks. Rusty cranes and holes in the wall are all left the way they used to be. Combined with unique furniture and lighting, this factory has become a hot spot and a film set for hundreds of Korean dramas and music videos.
I can see why young people like this place. As a resident in Incheon, I'm glad there's a special place like this to hang out with friends, and it's eco-friendly.
As Korea went through rapid industrialization, many old buildings were torn down for identical apartments or office buildings. But old spaces have traces of people and history, like a form of storytelling, and experts say the market is reacting to the recent creative boom in unused buildings.
It shows how our society's taste for architecture is diversifying, but most are still in the commercial sector like cafes. To help this trend continue in the long run, it needs to be tied to people's values, appreciation of history, culture, and people. Then, designers and the government will also look for more creative ways to develop buildings that evolve through time.
Those low, empty areas that used to be an eyesore are changing, like this water park in Chuncheon that opened this summer. It used to be a U.S. military base until that closed in 2005.
I'm a Chuncheon resident. When I passed by this area, it looked very gloomy and dark. But now it's a public park, and in hot weather like this, I can come out with my kids and spend time. It's a good idea.
The water park just takes up a small part of the former base, and the city of Chuncheon plans to invest over $140 million to turn it into a huge park for the public.
From cafes and restaurants to a water park, unused spaces are given a new life, yet with even more meaning. And they're sure to stay in the minds of those who visit. Hye-sung, Arirang News.